Hi there, I'm Tina, and I am like you, learning the RPM planner system for the first time. So, over the weekend, we had a workshop and we jumped in and we learned a lot about how to use the program. And so, today is my day one of using the software, and I'm going to share my screen and just kind of talk you through what I am experiencing. So, when you open the Tony Robbins RPM planner system, what comes up is your calendar. Now, I scrunched my screen down, so it's probably a little small for you, but the idea is you're looking at your week in a glance, and you color coded your categories so that what you see is kind of giving you a flavor for, okay, this is what my month is going to look like. This is where my attention is focused. And interestingly enough, what I see a lot of is the pink, and that's my health area. That's my focus, is to be healthier. So I love that. The blue area is my income producing activity. So I see some of that's getting started today. But I also noticed that it's the 22nd today, that on the 21st, I have something still sitting there. So what I'm going to do is click on that and it pops up over here. And I know it's really small, then you can't probably read it. So let me actually increase the size of my screen for a minute so that we can go there. And you're going to see that as we were learning and putting things in, I put vacuum my office as something I could do yesterday, and it didn't happen. So I didn't get to complete it because we didn't finish until 12:30 last night. But it's a whole another story. But what I wanted to show you is I can come in here, I can click on it, and it'll pop up, and I can change it, which it wasn't a must. It was I'd like to. So I'm going to actually put it on Tuesday because today is pretty full. And I know we're having family over. They're not coming into my office. So no one's going to know that this happens or doesn't happen except for me. But that was actually the very first item I put into the calendar. And it didn't come off of Sunday. So I'm not sure what that's about. And I am going to refresh and see if it changes. Will we have discovered? Okay, so it comes back. And there we go. It's no longer on my Sunday. And that's just maintenance for me. That's just me wanting it to look differently. And so then I'm coming into my week. And so I'm going to look at my weekly plan. Just going to make sure I didn't add anything last night that should be captured and brought over. So there are things, and I'm going to come over here and do the unplanned and see that all actions have been planned except for this one here. And guess what? It's in the capture area, which means we don't have to assign it yet. And the other thing I wanted to say is, see how it says C in front of my things? And then this one has a T. Well, when they introduced the product at our event, one of the first things we ran to help support for was, how was I, as the guest to my spouse, who was the participant at the event, who they told the participants, the people that bought tickets, that they would have access to the new software so that they could be doing it in the workshop. Well, I didn't have a ticket. I was watching virtually. So we ran over virtually to the Zoom room and asked tech support. And they said, well, at this point, just use the same account. And so we decided, okay, we got to get in there. We got to do it. So when he wasn't doing it, I was doing it. And it was, we put the C in front of his categories and the T in front of my categories. And we both used the system. Then by day 3, they had a solution where we could get our own. And so here's the interesting thing. You got to think outside the box, right? So it's going to take me a minute to put all my categories over into the new section. And it's because it's not just a category, it's your vision and your purpose and the photos and all of that. And I told my husband this morning, I said, hey, I'm going to do the new one and I'm going to move everything over. But let's leave my categories in your section and let me finish out this week. I'll open it up for next week. I'll copy everything and move it over. But maybe we're the ones, he and I, that come up with a solution for couples where they do use the system together in a way that, like, I know his categories, he knows my categories. We're supporting each other. We're taking each other through the program together, not just to save money, right? But to make the system work for couples, because we're trying to grow stronger in our relationship. So why not? So whether you're doing it singly or doubly, I just wanted to express that we're thinking outside the box about what's possible for us and how we can make this tool work for our relationship and the things that we're trying to do. So the things that are on here are Chris's, and then I've got mine. So what I'm going to do is now go to my day, and I'm going to look at what my day looks like. And so these happen to all be mine. Chris hasn't assigned, he's assigned them to a day, but not to a time block. And you'll notice that we have C, 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 T. Okay, so mine are all below. If I wanted to put mine up at top or whatever, I could just use this little arrow and pop them up to the top. So at this point, I think we're good. And we completed the hour of power. I completed my hour of power. And so I'm going to complete it, but I'm not sure how. So let's see. I click on it and I can set it as in progress, but I can't. Okay. So interesting. Complete my day is the only thing. So he doesn't go through and do them each time. So maybe I'm going to make it in progress. And then, then I can set it as complete. Done. All right. I did not do my rebounder yet. We were up kind of late last night, so I had to come up and jump into my meeting. But I'm looking at things that I can do this morning. So because I had to time shift everything, I'm going to review at least 5 stocks to do my options trading. And then I need to send an email, and that is scheduled for right now. And guess what? I have all my notes and everything. So I'm going to end this video and get working on the things that matter to me. And I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I do think this is going to be a thrill. So, and every day we'll just hit it and do it a little different. I'll show you different things that I'm learning, and I'm going to make this a success. I watched a video that Tony did years and years and years ago. He was such a baby, so cute. But at the end of the video series, and it's on YouTube, Tony talked about how the importance of RPM and all of that. But at the end, he said, don't just, I'm going to put today's word, dabble. He said, don't just try to do this or attempt, like I'm going to see if this works for me. He said, make the commitment that this is the tool that's going to change your life. And that has been resonating with me for quite some time now. I got in, it was shortly after we got our RPM manuals and workbooks, and I got in there and I worked on them. I did not do the work like we're supposed to. I needed that little digital support. And so this tool is going to be fantastic for me. And I'm committing, I'm all in. I am going to do this daily. My husband's in on it. The planets have aligned, everybody. This is the way of going forward. So have a great day.